Trump University fraud suit to go to trial. Judge rules. A New York judge ruled Tuesday that a fraud lawsuit brought by the New York Attorney General against Donald Trump and his real estate school will go to trial, setting up a potentially unprecedented situation that could feature the Republican presidential frontrunner taking the stand. Justice Cynthia Kern on Tuesday denied the New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman's request that she rule on the case now, paving the way for a trial over allegations by the Attorney General that Trump University fraudulently billed students out of a collective $40 million. Mr. Trump is the defendant in the case. Jeffrey Goldman, a lawyer for Mr. Trump, told Justice Kern they would demand a jury trial, not one decided by a judge. After the hearing at the New York Supreme Court in Manhattan, Mr. Goldman said the trial could come as early as this fall. Such a move could thrust Mr. Trump into the courtroom in the middle of a contentious presidential election. A fraud trial involving a major party's candidate for president during an election would be highly unusual, raising the stakes further for Mr. Trump. The businessman is likely to be called to testify by the Attorney General, a development that would pull him from the campaign trail to answer questions while under oath. We believe that Mr. Trump and co-defendant and former Trump University President Michael Sexton will be essential witnesses at trial, Mr. Schneiderman said in a statement on Tuesday. Mr. Schneiderman, a Democrat, filed a civil lawsuit against the now-defunct Trump University in 2013 alleging that it exploited Mr. Trump's celebrity status to persuade people to enroll in expensive courses that failed to deliver on their promises. Trump University defrauded more than 5,000 students in New York out of thousands of dollars each, according to the complaint, by billing itself as a real estate school and charging students as much as $35,000 without having proper licensing. A separate and pending lawsuit in California against Mr. Trump, filed in 2010 by former students, alleges that Trump University defrauded students around the country and made false promises about helping them achieve financial success. Mr. Trump has denied those allegations. Justice Kern ruled in 2014 that Trump University never obtained licenses, holding Mr. Trump personally liable. She has yet to determine the damages Mr. Trump must pay, but she dismissed one of two fraud claims Mr. Schneiderman brought, ruling the statute of limitations had passed and that a trial was needed on the other claim. A mid-level appeals court in March reinstated the dropped claim, allowing Mr. Schneiderman to move ahead with both fraud claims. With Justice Kern's ruling, a trial now appears likely, but isn't certain. Mr. Trump has appealed the March ruling to the state's highest appeals court, which could rule in the coming months. The two sides also could reach a settlement. On Tuesday, Mr. Goldman said Mr. Trump's camp wasn't engaged in settlement negotiations with Mr. Schneiderman, and said the Attorney General had asked the judge to rule on the case because the office is desperate to avoid trial. Matt Mittenthal, a spokesman for the Attorney General, called Mr. Goldman's statement laughable and absurd. We look forward to presenting the clear evidence of Mr. Trump's fraud at trial to a jury or a judge, he said.